Hi guys, my name is Raviin.
Hi, my name's Andy.
And today we are here to talk about the Singapore Tokyo Runners Q&A series. Alright, it's a 3-part episode, and this episode we'll be talking about body conditioning together with Coach Andy.
Yep.
Right? So just a bit of information for you guys. POCARI SWEAT and ASICS have been working together for a couple of years in this Tokyo Marathon experience. And this time, due to the coronavirus outbreak around the world, we decided to keep things a little bit more simple but yet intuitive for you guys by answering all your questions that you have posted on social media via this video. Alright? So we'd like to thank the fans once again for the support and all the questions. They were amazing. And Andy and the POCARI team has picked out a couple of questions that we feel is really important for you guys to know. So without further ado, let's start with our main questions together with Coach Andy.
Yep.
So Andy,
Yep.
So we've had a lot of questions coming in.
Sure.
And one of the biggest questions that people have asked is like, now that we have 2 weeks before the marathon,
Yep,
right?
2 weeks.
How do we train for it?
Yep, because we're left only 2 weeks, right? So it's very important that this coming week you should start to taper your training cycle.
Okay.
So when we say tapering, meaning that your training volume and time should reduce, so that your body can recover from a lot of excessive running stress and load onto your body. But a lot of common mistakes is that runners tend to reduce their volume and also reduce their intensity.
Okay.
But intensity should not be reduced because you need to keep your body fresh and sharp. Right. So on the race day, you don't feel sluggish, you feel sharp, you're ready to go and run the marathon. So in general, you need to reduce your overall volume and time, but maintain the intensity.
So it's like fine-tuning your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need, because marathon training is about accumulating a lot of volume, a lot of stress.
Right.
So you need time for it to recover. So this week, you should taper, reduce your volume, your time, but maintain the intensity.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
So usually, like, say example, for the marathon trainings lead up to the event day next Sunday, I'll recommend you do your last hardest workout 9 to 10 days.
Okay.
So assuming that the marathon is next Sunday, right, 1st of March.
Right.
So you work backwards. So your last hardest workout, say example, should be on a Friday night or Friday evening time,
Yep.
about 9 to 10 days.
Okay.
And that should be an event or a workout or sessions that is very specific to your marathon. So you can say example, you run a 6-minute pace,
Okay.
marathon goal pace. So on that day, on a Friday night, you can consider doing like a say 12 to 18 minute worth of marathon pace.
Okay.
Because marathon pace should not be a very hard intensity workout. It's something that should be comfortable hard for you at this stage.
At this stage.
Yeah, if you still struggle with like 6-minute pace for your 10, 12 minutes, 18 minutes, right? Then maybe you need to revise on how you want to pace yourself. Yeah, so the session is basically to keep you sharp and fit. Okay, so after, say example, you do a 12-minute to 18 minutes worth of marathon pace,
Yep.
you can have a nice long rest break before you do a second repeat. Yeah, so normally I suggest you do like 2 times to 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, again, this is very subjective, depending on how fit you are. Yeah, but the idea of the workout is to basically to give you confidence, because even if you are able to nail your marathon pace in short segment,
Right.
so at least give you the confidence. So on the marathon day, you feel that, oh, I have done the workout 10 days before
Right.
at marathon pace, so
Right.
I'm confident I can nail that pace. Yeah, so that workout is basically to gain confidence and give you some sharpness.
Right.
Yeah. So after that, moving on to the week of the marathon, I can give you some suggested workout.
Okay.
For example, Monday, right?
Right.
You just do a easy run.
Easy run.
Easy run. Go by time. Say example 35 to 45 minutes
Okay.
with some light striding. So when you say striding, meaning that you're a bit faster kicking, so you get your leg a bit much more sharper.
Right.
Feel fast and sharp. Then on Tuesday, you should do, same example, you can rest or do something like a yoga to stretch yourself,
Right.
to release all the tensions and all the anxiety. And Wednesday, you can do another easy run as well. Yeah, again, because sometimes runners don't, because of the high volume training, right?
Right.
You suddenly you stop running, you feel like there's some emptiness,
yeah.
something's missing, you feel very difficult.
Yeah.
So basically, it's more like just to ease your concern, your worry. Just do another easy, no more hard session, no more last minute workout. Just keep
Right.
it easy.
Right.
Yeah. Then after that, Thursday again, you can do some stretch or you can swim or bike, something just to keep your blood flowing.
Yep.
Yeah, keep yourself active.
Right.
And on Friday, I assume that you're already in Japan. So at this point in time, I would suggest you do some acclimatization run,
Yeah.
get your body used to a new environment, because around this period of time, the weather in Japan should be quite cold.
Right.
Could be hovering between a single digit So
Okay.
it could be like 4 to 8 to 10 degrees Celsius. So it's quite cool. So the temperature is very different from Singapore. So go there earlier to do some shakeout run. Again, to gain some confidence, because running at Singapore climate, Singapore weather, and you go to Japan, suddenly for first timer, they might get a bit of shock.
Understand.
Yeah, so good to go there to do some easy shakeout and familiarization run.
Okay.
And I believe that POCARI is organizing a climatization run.
Yeah.
I think I do suggest runners, Singaporeans or POCARI fans who are going to do Tokyo, right? I mean, to join this acclimatization run, get to make more friends, run together as well. We can acclimatize together. Yeah, I think that's a very good opportunity.
Definitely.
Yeah. So do not miss this opportunity. Yeah, and the running routes will be around the Imperial Palace.
Okay.
Yeah, and ASICS has this uni station, right? They have this station where runners can go there and deposit the stuff in there. I mean, can look at the new equipment, things like that, new shoes. I think this is a good opportunity as well. Yeah.
Definitely.
So do not miss this opportunity on Friday.
Sure.
Yeah. Then Saturday, I'll recommend rest. Rest. Because I believe a lot of first timer or even experienced runner, right?
Exactly.
You know, one night before the marathon, they couldn't sleep well.
Right.
Anxiety, things like that. So have ample of rest. Do not try to move too, go shopping, things like that. Okay, save your leg on Sunday for your race day.
Alright.
Yeah. So that's a general guideline that I would suggest to everyone.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. So for question number 2, right,
Yeah.
Andy, I think one of the biggest things or the most obvious things that runners spot before heading down to Tokyo is the weather.
Yeah.
Right. Tokyo has got perfect weather. It's slightly colder than usual, maybe. But Singapore, we know it's super hot, tropical climate. So how do we prepare for it? How do we train up for this? Yeah.
Realistically, based on my past experience running Tokyo Marathon at least 4 times, usually it's quite difficult to simulate the kind of Tokyo weather in Singapore because we are so hot and humid. I do suggest that you run in, say, AC environment, aircon environment, in a gym where you can control the temperature. Of course, Tokyo temperature will be like single digit. Or in a gym setting, you may not even go to single digit, but you try as your best to get used to running in a colder temperature. It's like a progression, sir.
Right.
So, example, you go to a gym which, I mean, of course, you have an indoor gym of your own will be the most ideal. But if not, I mean, go to just any indoor gyms where the temperature hover between 16 to 18 degrees Celsius.
Right.
That's allow your body to get used to that cold temperature before you go to Japan where it could be like single digit. So it's like a smooth transitions.
Right.
Yeah. That's my general suggestions. Otherwise, again, flying earlier to do a few acclimatization runs, let your body get used to the actual temperature and climate of that country. Not necessarily just only Japan, but any other cold countries. Go there earlier to let your body get used to it.
Would you recommend people to run like really early in the morning when the weather is slightly cooler in Singapore to acclimatize to that kind of?
Yeah, but again, so far, the earliest run I did in Singapore is like 5:30. It's still over like 20, maybe 24, 25-ish. Yeah. But it's still good to let your body get used to the colder temperature progressively.
Understand.
Yeah, so run like maybe in Singapore like 5:30 or 5 a.m.
Yes.
After that, you go to AC environment, like maybe 16, 18, 19 degrees. Then you go to Japan, it's like below 10.
Right.
So it's like a smooth transition, as I mentioned. You want to shock your body, but in a progressive, gradually.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. All right, Andy.
Yeah.
So third question that we want to ask you is actually right. When we do runs, right? A lot of people have mentioned that sometimes it's hard to be motivated in runs, especially when you're alone.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So how do you tell people
Right.
to keep themselves motivated for runs?
Well, I'm sure you can have music to keep you motivated. Listen to music. These days, we can find a lot of MP3 players or even things like mobile phones where you have Spotify.
Right.
Or Apple Music, things like that. So try to listen to tracks that are higher in tempo because as you run, you want to follow the beat of the music.
Right.
So higher tempo songs will keep you driving forward and give you energetic, give you an additional booster. And of course, try to find songs that are a little bit much more positive because you want to create a positive vibe.
Right.
So in order to get motivated in running, you need to create a kind of environment that is very, very encouraging. Yeah. So things like, for example, in Spotify, you can find a very nice playlist. You can actually find in in Spotify, you can just type motivational or marathon motivational. It is very nice compile of songs, a mix of genre of music, raw, pop, things like that. But the thing is that the title of the tracks are all very positive,
Right.
very motivating, encouraging. So you need to create that kind of vibe. So because marathon is just a long distance,
Yeah.
so you need something keep on going. So these are like music just keep you going on, and the tempo of the songs are all, again, as I mentioned, are on the higher side. Yeah. So, for example, if you listen to a very slow tempo song, right, you know, when you run, you just feel like, oh. Of course, I mean, for easy run, easy jog, I'm sure that is very therapeutic. But come to, say, example, on a specific training or on a marathon race day, you just want to keep something to keep you driving and moving forward.
Right.
Yeah. So, example, like like a Jaybird here, what I have. Okay, it's basically what you can find these days, wireless earbuds. We can listen to songs instead. But again, in Tokyo Marathon, okay. For those who have run Tokyo Marathon, they will know that the spectators along the street, they are all shouting, cheering you. You know, it really is a lot of vibe, a lot of positive vibe, motivational vibe. So, say example, if I just put on a earbud here, and you're listening to your own track, but you know the crowd cheering you, but you can't hear, so you miss out the opportunity. Yeah. So there's also a trade-off. If you listen to music, then you miss out the very energetic cheers from the supporters. But again, fortunately for this model, right, from this Jaybird Vista, the good thing is that instead of wearing both earbuds, you actually take out one and you still can hear the music. And the thing is that it doesn't compromise music. You still hear the song, because sometimes you hear left and right, the music is actually distributed between left and right. But with one earbud, you have all the songs concentrated in one side. So I think this is the best of both worlds. You have your songs to keep you motivated, and you still can hear the surrounding, so you can hear people cheering you. So yeah, I think this is a very good product to consider.
Is the Jaybird Vista?
Yeah, this is the Jaybird Vista, which normally I use for my trainings. I think it's quite good because sometimes you want to have one side so you can hear the environment, you can hear the traffic, things like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so for question number 4, Andy.
Yeah.
Runners, especially those new runners who are going down to Tokyo, they're going to be excited. The weather, the environment, like you mentioned, the people are going to be cheering for them. So, of course, the question then comes is, how do you pace yourself for the runs, and how do you ensure that you can prevent fatigue too early into the run?
The great thing about Tokyo Marathon is that if you study the map, right, the initial stage of the marathon is actually a very gradual, long stretch of downhill sections. So, common mistake among beginner runners is that, inexperienced runners in terms of pacing is that when you're running the first early section of the downhill sections, right, you're finding yourself running at a faster pace or running at a pace that you find is very, very comfortable. But that can be very deceiving because, again, as I mentioned, it's a mild, gradual, long downhill sections. So this is a section where you actually should learn to conserve energy, and save energy for the later half of the marathons. So be mindful that because runners tend to run too fast in the first half of the marathon, where in a marathon it's like a 42.2 kilometer, so you can break up into a 21k and a 21k. So usually for people who run well in their marathon PB, right, either they do a even split or a negative split. What do you mean by negative split? Meaning that the first half is at a controlled effort, and the second half you run at a faster pace. That's why it's called a negative. While a positive split would be the other way around, where your first half you run fast, then second half when you start to accumulate all the fatigue, usually people hit the wall, struggling with things, hit the wall, things like that, right? Then the second half will become slower. So that's not what we want. But a lot of inexperienced marathoners may experience a positive split. So basically it's very good and very important for you to pace yourself. And how do you pace yourself properly is basically in big events like a Tokyo Marathon, usually we have pacing groups. Try to find the group at a specific pace where you fit your goal pace. Try to tag along with them. So running a group, right, is very important because group dynamic, right, will help to relieve some of the fatigue because you don't have to worry so much about pacing. You just follow. So it makes your pacing much easier. You just follow the group because they will just pull you along. So I do recommend that you stick with a running group that can actually pace you much properly.
So these running groups that you mentioned, how split are they? Like what's the intervals that you have for in Tokyo marathons? Like a 3-hour marathon pace running group, 3 hour 30 minutes?
It may vary from year to year, but if you go to the expo, right, normally they give you the runner's handbook. So I do advise all runners to read the handbook with all information. So all the timing of the pacer group, they'll be indicated. And at which pen, at which kind of pacing timing, they're all clearly indicated in the runner's handbook. So this for this year, I do advise is to go and read the handbook. Then you can make your own homework, go and study which is the group that you should follow. And usually they have the pacer group will have big balloons with the pacing numbers indicated on the balloon. So try to run with them. And don't get too overexcited during the first initial part of the marathon because you're excited, you're fresh, adrenaline pumping. Yeah, so marathon is such a long distance. My word advice is that marathon starts only after 30 kilometers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the last 12 or 10 kilometers is always the part where you struggle. So because you're struggling with fatigue, so try to delay the onset of fatigue as much as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, and also in the, for example, in a big event like a Tokyo Marathon Expo, right? Usually they will give out a wristband which you have the pacing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so with that wristband usually help to guide you so that you don't run off track.
Ah, alright.
Yeah, so these are some small little things you can help you make sure that you don't overkill yourself in the marathon. Pace yourself properly because the marathon distance is such a long way to go.
Alright.
Yeah, and lastly, right, because just I mentioned that the crowd in Japan is like wow, energetic. They will cheer you. So there's a lot of adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I absorb that positive vibe.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes it may release so the runner's high. You know, the body releases endorphin hormones that you make you feel like wow, so shook. Yeah. So this kind of hormones, right, also it can be a good thing because it helps to inhibit some pain. So of course, in the event like a marathon, you're chasing for a PB, right? Yeah. Sometimes these sort of hormones can actually help to delay or inhibit pain receptors, so you can push on a little bit to get that PB. Wow. Yeah, this is like an additional booster. Wow. Yeah, so absorb as much vibe from the crowd as much as possible. Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
So that's all for the first episode of the SG Tokyo Runners Q&A series. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. Alright, so stay tuned to our Instagram handles, social media handles at POCARI SG as we continue to answer more questions and different topics together with Coach Andy. Thank you.